All right, welcome back everyone to Citizens Voice. We meet up every Sunday between 4 to 6 p.m. and bring in information about politics, about entrepreneurs, and also entertainment. So today we have an amazing set of team all the way from Pearland. Yes, if you missed the Holi this weekend, don't worry about it. We have an amazing event coming up right here in Pearland on next weekend. So next Saturday it is. So we have this team who've put together this amazing event, and I'm glad they're able to join us right in time. So, talk about organizing this event, how you can be part of it and enjoy Holi, because, we cannot get enough of Holi, right? So yes, thanks guys for joining today. We have Chandrakanth, Vemula, founder of Greater Business of Pearland. A long-time Pearland resident, Chandra has received multiple service awards, including the MLK Community Service Award, together with his wife, Dr. Vishalakshmi Bachu. He built a high-value primary care clinic. His dedication to volunteerism and unity underpins GBP's mission to empower local business and bridge cultural gaps. Welcome, Chandra, to our show today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation, Shruthi.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the background of what inspired you to, start Greater Business of Pearland, and how does that whole, organization work?
So when we started the clinic, we are a small business. We are categorized as small business if it's a solo practice, and I started helping my wife. I have a software background. I was working in the IT industry for 18 years, and then I looked at the city. I looked at how Pearland was growing, and I thought that this is a great opportunity to create something. But I did feel that there was a void in the whole in the whole ecosystem of small business community, because Pearland is an explosion of culture. We have 51 different languages in Pearland itself, and we have so many cultures and we have so many things going on. So I thought maybe we should bring these things together, bring these elements together, and we'll just start somewhere. We'll start with small events, and make our lives better here. Make things better for all of us here. Bridge cultural gaps. Enhance more cultural connectivity among various people in the community. So that's when we started. We started in 2016. We had a different name that time. We used to call it Shadow Creek Outdoors Club, and then it was very localized at that point. So we changed the name to Greater Business of Pearland. We got a 501. It made it a non-profit, and then we added a few like-minded individuals who are our board members, and we had lots of. There are a couple of people who always came and helped us. So we made them ambassadors. We saw the same vision in everybody. So we're all here now. The core part of my team is here. We have been together for so many years, and we enjoy doing all what we do.
Yeah, thanks for doing what you guys do, because somebody has to take that initiation, to build that community together. And if we don't have people like Chandra, this doesn't happen, right? Everybody's busy in your own worlds. Somebody has to take that step, and thanks, Chandra, for doing that, because you're bringing Pearland together, and not just Pearland, inviting people from everywhere in Houston and areas around, and building this community. And it's especially important, not just for us, but our future generation, because we need to encourage them, teach them about our culture and traditions, and that's one way to do that, right? So you did talk about GBP. Let's talk a little bit about the Holi extravaganza. How did you come up with that idea? How did that whole start? And then we'll talk to the other team members as well.
Absolutely, and this is going to be a little funny the way it started. So I'm sure everybody knows in Pearland we have an amazing community member called Karthik Datta. So there was an event where we had a singing event. It was during the COVID time, and there were a lot of people who came to the event, and in front of everybody he just made an announcement. Chandra is going to do the biggest Holi.
Wow!
And he
put you on the spotlight.
He put me on the spot. I said, yes, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
But I think that was a Kickstarter.
Wow, that's amazing to hear. It's funny, but it's, sometimes it just takes someone to push you to do the, things that you didn't imagine you could do. And somebody else sees that and they just push you. And I've had similar experiences. I can totally relate to that. And that just, I'm glad he did, because now, everybody looks forward to this event because it's been such a success. Right from the, I think, very first event I've had the chance to be part of, I feel like it's just blown, huge. Every time, every year, it's getting bigger and better, And I'm sure entire community appreciates that somebody's taking this initiation and doing this for people around them, without any expectation. End of the day, it's just a community event, right? And you're giving opportunities to local businesses, networking, and, people can collaborate right there. So thanks for that, Chandra.
Sure, thank you. And I wanted to add that, the reason why it's really going very well, first thing is, we built this through within the community, right? It's basically a grassroots effort. So we managed to keep our ticket prices low. We managed to keep sponsorships low. We made it more community. We got everybody involved in the community, as many people as we can. We gave more importance to local businesses so that they can promote themselves, and we made it into a whole. It's not about mine or about it's not about it's not about money or commerce in this. It's more about how can we do it without burning people's pockets, at the same time with bringing the maximum out of it.
That's great to hear, because when you keep the cost very high, people are a little hesitant to spend the money these days. So keeping it low and encouraging people to join, I think that's a big win for not just you guys, but also the community around, because they feel like, let's just go see what this event is. And one of the things amazing is just not just South Asian community, right? It's like everyone is getting involved. It's no longer just Festival of Colors just specific to a certain community. It's a global event that everybody gets to come in, enjoy the food, local food and tradition, but also be a part of such an amazing event. So that, I think, is very, very kudos to the entire team. And now that we mentioned team, I do want to talk about the rest of the team as well. And I have Kajal Desai here. She's a GVP ambassador and cultural enthusiast. Co-founder of the Bollywood fitness program Dunia, featured on shows like Oprah, wow, Dr. Oz. Kajal brings her dance and organizational expertise to GBP events, celebrating diversity and promoting healthy lifestyles in Berlin. Welcome, Kajal. It's good to have you here.
Hi, I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved in this Holi event and what your role is.
So prior to Holi, I had been a part of different GB events. I remember Wobble Before You Gobble and things like that. I think there was like an Earth Day one, but I had just been there as like a presenter who brought my team and just took part and participated. And then I think Chandra and I had spoken, gotten to know each other, and I was really involved in my community in the DC area before I moved to Houston. And I was really, really just itching to get back into a community. I also thrive in, even though Pearland is vast and diverse, it's still considered a smaller community when you look at Houston as a whole. And I thrive in smaller communities where I really feel connection. And speaking to Chandra and other team members in GB, I had the sense that this was my place. And so when he started throwing around the idea of Holi, I was like, I'm on board, count me in. I'd be happy to kind of think through the entertainment side of it and the stage and the performances. That's how I met you, Shruthi.
Yes.
So we were able to MC together, which was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
And it was just so easy. And I think, even people who come to our Holi event, the thing they say the most is that they felt like they were actually a part of it. Mm-hmm. Right? Like they weren't just standing on the sidelines watching, mm-hmm. but they felt like if they wanted to jump on stage during like a free dance period, they knew they could. They knew that they could just get involved and be a bigger part of the celebration. And that, I feel like I've made friends over the years, just so many things like that. But, starting with Holi and then becoming an ambassador a couple of years ago and just being a part of all that GB Pearland has to offer, it's really been an honor for me as well.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And Kajal, I really have to appreciate your emceeing skills, right? I did get a chance to host the event along with you just a couple of years ago. And I was amazed at your dancing, and every time you would get on the stage, get people and audience, get them to groove along with you. I think that was a big win for that event because everybody actually was right there near the stage and you were guiding them to take every step, so everyone felt like they could be a part of it, as you mentioned, right? They could hop on, dance on the stage, but also you had a whole schedule planned in terms of like a dance performance and everybody could be a part of it. And then also, what do you call that, like a dance that they just come in and start
like
doing
the flash mob.
There you go.
So we are doing that again this year.
Awesome.
And we have to set a time for it because we want to make sure everybody's going to be there, but the official flash mob time is 11:15.
Okay.
And this year we've taken on the theme of standing up against bullying as something that we really want to promote through our event. And what better way to do that than Festival of Colors, right? When we're talking about diversity, bringing everyone together, accepting each other's differences, because that's what makes this beautiful. And our song kind of goes along with that. So we're really excited, and we know that it's going to be a powerful part of the event. So we hope that everyone feels free to come out and join us and dance with us.
Absolutely. That's so great to hear. We cannot wait for this event. It's getting close. We're really excited so we can all enjoy the Festival of Colors. Thank you for joining us today,
Thank
Kajal. We have a couple more members who've joined as well. Let's talk to Kristy Nair, GBP board member and community leader, president of HOA in Pearland's South Lake community, and has a consulting company, I Am Lotus Consulting. She plays a key role in coordinating GBP events, strengthening neighborhood ties, and championing local enterprises. Welcome, Kristy. How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
Pretty good. Talk us through how you got involved as part of this holy event, GBP, and your experiences through this journey. Has this been your first time, or have you always been involved?
No, I've always been involved actually. I got involved actually through Bincy. She invited me. She's another one of our ambassadors. I met her through a Facebook page called Moms of Pearland. And so she actually invited me to a GB event, and I went with her, and then I've been involved ever since. I got involved because I come from New York, and we don't have any family here. So it's like we don't have anybody, and so I kind of wanted to make this community my family.
That's such a great story, because you said, when you don't have anyone around you, you have to form that community around you to feel supported, to feel heard, to feel like a sense of community. And Chandra has created that perfect platform for everyone to collaborate, be part of this event. And not just that, you feel a sense of accomplishment being part of the events and being part of the community. I think that's very important. And you brought up a great point that, this has given you that sense of, having a family outside of your family, right?
Yes.
That's great. So how are you involved, like on a day-to-day activities? Like what do you do as part of the whole event?
So we have several meetings on the phone, basically, text messaging all day long, planning, making sure everything's in line. I kind of do like the vendors and those kind of things, talking to the vendors. We also have several other members talking to the vendors. People message me asking me, hey, what's going on, that kind of thing. So I kind of reach out to people to make sure that they're okay with everything too.
That's great. I mean, we always need a great team member who can coordinate a lot of these things, because it's a lot of work. I mean, kudos to you guys. It's not easy, and taking on those tasks and making sure they're completed in time, taking responsibility for what you're doing. End of the day, you're putting in your time and effort into this, so you should feel passionate to be able to do that, through this program. And it's not easy. Organizing is the hardest part. We only see the beautiful part of it, which is the final event, but how much of hard work and efforts that go into behind the scenes, nobody knows. And thanks for bringing it to our audience here today who are listening in. Like, it's a lot of work and commitment you guys put in. So we do have another guest, Bincy Jacob, GBP ambassador and real estate professional, formerly a non-profit executive championing domestic violence prevention and immigrant rights. Now leading Advocates Real Estate Group, Bincy emerges business with social impact, actively supporting GBB's outreach and civic initiatives. So thanks for joining, Bincy. How are you today?
I'm great, Shruthi. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure having you here today. So let's talk about how you got involved. I know you're a Pearlander. So, how did you get involved in this whole event? And, what has your journey been? What are your, activities that you take care of?
Sure. So I also got involved through GB of Pearland. Before there was ever Holi, that we had almost monthly meetings, right? At that time, we had gatherings for the businesses and we'd get together. Chandra created an amazing space for small business owners. It's hard to be a small business owner and create something new, and so we got support and get to know each other. And then Chandra, I guess now, I never heard the story about Karthik until today.
Yes.
So that's a great story.
Well, Karthik
so
is always a
Karthik.
part of discussions,
Yes,
Karthik
he
Datta
is.
is like the...
So that's wonderful. So I guess Karthik has brought me here too, I guess, in a big way. But thank you, Chandra, for creating that space. But we've been involved since the first year. And similar to what Kristy said, Holi is a tradition I did not grow up with, right? So I did grow up in New York, and we didn't really celebrate a lot of the Desai holidays. I grew up in a Christian family. And this has just, been such a wonderful part for our family to participate in year after year. One of the funny stories I like to share is my son's birthday is the first week of April. And the last couple of years, Holi's been at the first week of April. And so he tells his friends that his mom is throwing him a Holi party and invites all his friends to come to Pearland Town Center. So this year it's a little earlier, but it's still wonderful because it's creating new traditions. Our families are so excited. My children are involved. My spouse is involved. I mean, we all show up early. We stay late. We do what we have to do. We come to all the meetings. We get fed wonderful snacks in our volunteer meetings. But it's really creating a great sense of community. But it's also important to note, in our group, we have people who are religious, people who are not religious, and come from all of the religions of South Asia, right? We speak multiple languages, I think, just in our committee, not even in Pearland. So this is not Chandra and his best friends throwing this event. This is a lot of volunteers who you've never even met, who we've never met, who come, new people come every year, old people come back every year. So it's creating new connections, and we're so happy and proud of that, to meet so many people.
That's so great to hear, that people from different community, different background, different culture are getting involved in this, because it's no longer, religious anymore. It's an event for people to get together, enjoy. Everybody recognizes Festival of Colors, right? It's
Exactly.
nothing to do with religion anymore. It's purely an event that everybody can gather, network, enjoy the colors, great music, fun, food, entertainment, all packaged together for our community. So that's great to hear that, yourself not being exposed to this, growing up and now getting involved and learning about this event and being a part of it and driving this. That's great to hear, because it's all about community and, encouraging people to be part of it. So thanks for doing that.
That reminds me of one quick story. When you were saying, I'm on a WhatsApp group with my kids' school friends, and I think we're the only Indian family on there. And one of the non-Indian families was like, is everyone going to Holi this year?
Wow.
She didn't say Festival of Colors, nothing.
Uh-huh.
And the greatest part was like, everyone else knew what she was talking about. And that's the power of this going into our fourth year, that the community as a whole just recognizes what it is. And it's just like, it's just like you would go to the Lunar Festival or the, when they have the holiday stuff at the town center. Now it's and then in March, April, we go to Holi. It's become a thing, which is just something we can all take pride in.
Satisfying.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And with our Holi, and not to be biased to anyone else who's throwing Holis out there, but we have a very family-friendly event, right? It's
Yes.
in the Pearland Town Center. If you've never been to Pearland, Guys, Pearland is a little bit bigger than Sugarland in area and population. I know everybody loves Sugarland, but come to Pearland, visit us for one day. It's in our town center, so it's surrounded by shopping and food, and we also bring food establishments in. There's restrooms, there's plenty of parking, a lot of places to sit down. So we have elderly people with young babies and strollers. We have the color run in the morning, which we didn't even talk about yet.
Yeah.
That's what
But
we're going to talk about next.
we have to, okay, perfect. But it's just so family friendly, right? So it's safe. It's not, it's not too crowded where people are pushing against each other. It's just really a great place to kind of come and very price friendly. I mean, if you're not playing in the color, it's a free event in most ways to come and listen to the festival and walk around and meet people. So if you have never been to Holi or been to a color festival, or if you've never been out to Pearland, or you're wondering, hey, should I go? You have all of our personal invitation to please come and join us this coming Saturday, March 8th. We're going to talk about the color run, which is starting at 8 in the morning, and then the festival goes from 10 to 2. So please do come and join us.
Yes, that's great to hear. Yeah, Chandra, you were going to say something, is that right?
Yes, so I just wanted to talk about the color run.
Color run, exactly. That was my next question, but I wanted to make sure if there was anything we missed. So
No.
color run, yes, I know that's something you started recently, right? It wasn't the very first year. I don't believe you had color run. How did you come about this whole concept of color run, and how do people get involved, and what does that entail? Is it more like a marathon? What's happening as part of that color run?
Yeah, so while we were organizing Holi for the first year, right, the reception was great, and we had a lot of people show up. And then in 2023, as what I noticed is, as we were organizing Holi, on social media there were like 30 different Holis
Yeah.
in the Houston area. 30, maybe the official or unofficial. There was a Holi from the West Indian community. There was a Holi from the Telugu community. There was a Holi, of course, the popular Masala Holi, and there were so many Holis, and for a normal person, right? Every Holi is a choice. I mean, they would go to the Holi they want to. So I wanted to create something unique, and I also wanted to take this beyond the Indian community. And the first thing that came into mind was color runs are so popular in schools here. They're so popular. People grow up. Oh yeah.
I did not know that. That's something new for me, because I never, did schooling here. So that's good to hear that. So you kind of associated that along with, so people can relate to it and also bring in the culture as part of that.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Exactly, and it paid out. So when we started Color Run last year, we do our research, and we did our demographic research, and it was amazing. We had so much of diversity in it. We had people coming from different parts of Houston, a little bit on the outskirts of Houston also, because we need to capture the zip codes when they signed up. So and that we actually produced it to the city of Pearland. So they came up with discount codes for the hotels. They thought that if we continue this in future, every year we are going to have a flat rate for hotels if people want to come from other places, because a color run is a childhood memory for a lot of
Really?
Americans, right?
Uh-huh.
So when you have a color run for adults, it's like people it brings them back their childhood
memories. That's wow.
So we thought that this and Holi would be the best combination, and given that we have such good we have a network in Pearland, and outreach with schools. We work with our schools, local schools. Our superintendents are very super friendly with our organization. We were able to gather like 120 volunteers to even throw the colors. We a lot of supply chain and logistics went behind it, but it was a great success. And this year we are actually trending. The sign-ups are still happening for the color run, and we will be surpassing last year also.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
That's amazing. So talk a little bit about the event. The date, times. What are the sign-ups, and what if sponsors and people want to contact? So what's the best way to reach out? Just if you can, one of you guys can talk about all of that, so that listeners can have that on the back of their mind, and we'll move on to the next question.
Sure. Shruthi, as I mentioned before, so the event is coming up this Saturday, March 8th, 2025. The color run starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it probably takes about an hour and a half. Now, if you're still running or walking 2 hours later, we'll wait for you. Don't worry, we're not leaving you. But, some people walk it. It's not a competitive one. We do have prizes for those who finish first in their categories, but we had a lot of moms and dads with strollers and toddlers and everything last year. So it's just a fun kind of walk around our reservoir area in the back there. And then the festival officially starts at 10 o'clock and goes to 2 o'clock. We still have signups available for the running part, so feel free to come. We actually really encourage, we had a lot of employers bringing their entire team of employees, HR departments bringing in 20, 30 staff. It's a great team building activity, so, if anybody wants to come out, it's been beautiful weather these last few weeks, so wonderful way to spend the Saturday morning. And then sponsorships are also available. All of this information is available at pearlandholy.com, so pearland, HOLI.com. And speaking of sponsors, we do have some sponsorship opportunities still available. You won't be on the t-shirt, but we can still squeeze you into the banner if you give us a call in the next day or so. But we are so grateful to our sponsors. And I want to say, it's very gratifying when the City of Pearland's Visitors Bureau is our main sponsor, right?
That's perfect.
When the community, the American community, the mainstream community supports us. This is not just a Desai event, this is a community event. And I think Kajal really put it well. Everybody in Pearland, hopefully everybody in Pearland knows what is holy. And not just Pearland, we have huge population in Manville and Rocheron. The 288 corridor is booming. So a lot of community that's being built in that entire area. So Pearland Visitors Bureau is our primary sponsor. Some of our other sponsors is MD Anderson Cancer Center, Memorial Hermann, HCA. We have Dr. Butch's office. Lonza is a big employer over there. So and we have Brask International, TDECU, the credit union, and ACU, which is another credit union, are some of our bigger sponsors. And then we have a lot of community sponsorships also. So again, we're not just doing this small little thing with a bunch of friends. This has now become a community institution in our city.
And most of the sponsors are repeat sponsors. We don't even ask them every year. They just tell us, let us know the date, and we'll send us an invoice. That's it.
They find value in coming and joining and making connections.
Absolutely. I mean, I saw a lot of these sponsor booths last time, and various companies and small businesses and big businesses. That's right. Everyone was there supporting the event, and that speaks volumes, because you don't have to really get people to come in. They are there, and we saw the crowd, and that speaks volumes, that the kind of crowd that comes in, and you're pulling in that kind of a crowd to Pearland, making it a better place for everybody to live in, and community events, and people get involved, and they feel a sense of togetherness, right? That's end of the day. Exactly. You're wherever you're living, you need to feel happiness and feel a sense of community, and that's what you guys bring. So thank you for that, guys. Thank you for bringing up all your sponsors as well, and you do promote volunteering as well, because I do see a lot of kids volunteering. How does that go? And talk a little bit about that too.
So we are still looking for volunteers, older teenagers, adults. We are needing color run volunteers as well as event volunteers, and they start early morning and they go in shifts. So if you have a particular shift that you're available to work, we would love for you to come and help us volunteer. You can also find that information on pearlandholy.com. And
to talk about volunteers, though we are still looking for volunteers, we already have 160 plus volunteers.
Wow, that speaks volumes, because people want to get involved. That's the whole point of it, right? You don't have to force and drag people into it. People want to be a part of it, so that says a lot.
Even the performers, like I had people reaching out to me in October talking about, do you have a date for Holi? Because we want to just mark it on our calendar. Like we want to block it because that was one of our favorite places to perform. Like sometimes they're ahead of us. So, it just speaks to the kind of environment that we create.
Yeah, there. You guys put together a great show on the stage as well. There's back-to-back performances from various schools. So you're also encouraging, community in terms of different organizations that can put together these events and dance performances and, shows, bring them on stage, give them a stage to perform and encourage their talent, which is very important. I see all these little kids doing their Bollywood dances and they're so excited. I mean, that's a sense of community that we all need. So thank you guys for putting that together. As we get closer to ending this session, I do want to ask Mr. Chandra, so what else can we expect from GBP events? So are there any more events you guys are planning? I know Holi is something that is very popular, but is there anything else that we need to look forward to?
Yeah. So before we go to the next year, we do have an event coming up. Before we go to that, I wanted to ask you, Shruthi. You were one of our MCs.
Yes.
And what was your experience?
It was a great experience. I mean, especially sharing the stage. My memorable moment for me was sharing the stage with amazing MCs with me, because it took a pressure off of me that, normally when I host, I'm the only host, and you just have a lot of pressure on yourself. And I was so relieved to have a great team, Kajal and remind me of Bincy, and there was one more. Luke, yes. We were 4 MCs, so I was at ease. I'm like, we're a great team. Let's work together. So that's what I like about, Pearland Holi. It's not, it's a community. It's a sense of togetherness. We're working together to make the event happen. So I would love to be a part of it, but I just had so much going on for myself. It just got harder for me to be part of, the event every time. But I'm always there to support you guys. I will be there at the event, cheer you guys, dance with you guys. I've always had great experience, and we always, not just myself, my entire family looks forward to this event, because it's that one event we have a sense of we belong and we're part of this event. Even if you're not doing anything, you still, and my kids also volunteered. They love volunteering. My daughter wanted to volunteer for the color run, but also you guys set up booths, right? So my kids were able to get in one of those booths and raise funds for a charity. And that's, again, kudos to you guys for giving such opportunity for kids to be able to make a difference in their own little way. They were selling candles. They actually, raised a couple of $1,000s, which then we received matching and things like that. So almost went up to 9K. And that was used towards education of kids in, in India. So kudos to you guys for giving kids this platform, right? So thanks to you, Chandra, for creating this team, for us.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
Shruthi, I just want to mention there's 2 more sponsors I left off. One is J. Shaw Real Estate, and one is Dr. Sneha Xavier. So just thank you to all of our sponsors.
Absolutely.
But speaking of creating opportunities for kids, it's a great segue into our next conversation about what else GB is doing this year.
Yes.
Okay, so initially we talked about bridging the gaps and fulfilling the void in Pearland. There is one more void we always saw in Pearland, and Pearland being a suburban city, most often people in social media, they call it bedroom community. People just sleep in Pearland, they just go and then a whole bunch of high schools in Pearland, and once kids graduate, they're off somewhere else, and then empty nesters. I've seen a lot of empty nesters every year, and why can't we go to the next level and and start engaging the younger generation? So that's where we thought that we could start filling the void. When we started GB, we were doing some kids events. My daughter Prakruti and her friends. I mean, these are the closest people I could ask. And they wanted to do a lemonade stand, and the fun thing is we gave them the tools they need, because with GB as an organization we were able to connect them with different organizations. We were able to connect them with different things that they need to, and they were successfully holding lemonade stands for a few years, and then they were also doing some community cleanups. That's something that they get in their mind at that age. That if they want to do community service or something, volunteering, do something on your own, community cleanups, and she and her friends literally, and then other people joined too, like Bincy's kids, Kristy's kids, Kajal's kids, and all the people who we know around, they all joined, and we were having these stands for a while, lemonade stands, and then we were also doing the cleanup. And then now these kids have grown into into this. She's like 17 now, So they came up with a brilliant idea of organizing a Shark Tank-like event. And they had this vision in mind for a while, but they are a kid, they are school kids, so they only can do so much. They only can think about so much. So we thought we'll enable that. So we called it a Peerland Innovation Showcase, and then we wanted to enhance the event further, and we thought that we will bring in colleges and other professionals and call it Peerland Youth Business and Career Expo. So this is the first year we are doing it, and Prakruti and her friends are literally steering the whole event. It's coming up on March 29th. This will be our first event, but when we are already seeing some excellent positive feedback, we also have the kids have a meeting one-on-one with the mayor on Tuesday.
Awesome.
And they are being recognized. They're working very hard on the event, and I would actually not speak more about this because I want her to speak.
Exactly. I was going to say, you're stealing her spotlight. Let me introduce our little entrepreneur right here in our studio today, Prakruti Vemula, GPP Youth Ambassador and lead organizer of the Peerland Youth Business and Career Expo, a passionate young entrepreneur who has raised more than 5,000 for pediatric cancer research. That's impressive. She also leads clean and green cleanups, volunteering at nursing homes, and shares her artistic skills through henna business, encouraging fellow youth to embrace entrepreneurship and community service. So welcome, Prakruti. You're one of the youngest entrepreneurs we've had on the show. So there you go. You're first, in our show. So welcome. Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me here. I'm really excited to do this. So yeah, thank you so much.
That's great. I know your dad talked a lot about it. I want to hear from you. Tell us how you came up with this idea. What was the thought process, and how is the process going? Because he did mention it's coming up, right? The event. So I want to hear from you.
So honestly, my goal is to just have a platform for kids and teens to really step into the world of business and just kind of build their entrepreneur skills, because business is such a big concept. Whether you want to be a doctor, engineer, teacher, business is always a part of it. And ever since I was younger, I've been, as you mentioned, my dad mentioned the lemonade stand and the different community events I partook in, such as Clean and Green. And that's all thanks to my parents, because having them expose me to the world of community, that's kind of, changed my mindset and how I see things and how I want to make a change in the world. So as a GB Youth Ambassador, I just really want to use this platform to inspire young individuals. I have teamed up with two of my closest friends, and they are really Ayana and Amara, and they are really helpful in this. And we just want to continue this journey as GB Youth Ambassadors and also build our team so that we can inspire the youth for, success in the future.
That's so great to hear. I mean, you have it going, I'm so glad to hear that,
Thank you.
Because as little ones, sometimes you're hesitant, you just don't know, but you have it. So that's amazing, and it's very inspiring to listen from you. I hope you, encourage, girls and guys, little kids to do more for the community service. And I cannot, I think somebody inspires you to do that as well. So talk a little bit about key influences that have shaped, your passion for entrepreneurship and community service.
Definitely my parents. There have always been, I'm an only child too, so that's all I see is my parents every single day working hard. My mom, they come from India, they immigrated here, and they built a life in Pearland. And just seeing my mom, start her clinic after the years of residency she took with her medical school, and my dad just stopping his career in engineering just to manage my mom's clinic, and they've really built something special. And the way that my dad organizes GB has really influenced me, and I'm very aware that I have this opportunity with a role model like my dad, and the best thing I can do is utilize it and also inspire everybody else to be a part of it. So just making sure that I'm using the opportunities that I have and just spreading awareness to everybody I know. And even beyond that, beyond Pearland, with this event that's coming up, it is called the GB Pearland Youth Business and Career Expo. But, I would really like it for it to just expand into something that's more common, where children are learning business and they're learning on a public platform to voice their ideas and just, speak for the community. So, yeah.
That's great. I mean, Amazing. I wish I could be a part of it. You do the whole. Huh?
We're all crying.
Oh, that's so emotional. Yeah, I see two mommies here actually having tears in their eyes. That says a lot. I mean, they're emotional about what you said. I mean, that see the impact you're having on people around you, right?
Yeah.
Tell me why you got emotional. I want to hear.
I mean, it's just, first of all, we've seen Prakruti grow up,
Uh-huh.
right? So we've known her when she was a preteen and now a young woman. But to know the impact, of seeing your parents doing this work and that your kids actually get it, this is giving me hope.
Somewhere you see your kids in there.
Somewhere they might, get it the same way. And we also see each other in Dr. Bachu's, dedication, not just to Pearland, but to everything that they do. So it is an inspiration.
Absolutely. I mean, look the impact you're having, for people around, because they've seen you and now you're a little entrepreneur and, you have a long way to go and just you have so much to achieve and you've started already. So I'm sure your future is bright. And with, parents like Chandra and Dr. Bachu, they've been part of the community and supporting people. So you see that and you get inspiration from that too, right? So
Yes.
that says a lot. Like you said, growing up as the only child, sometimes you're in your own cocoon and you just don't know what's happening around and sometimes probably you don't even care. But it's so good to see that you are stepping out of that and seeing what difference you can make and making Pearland your community and encouraging kids out there. That's so
Yes.
great to hear. Talk a little bit about Shark Tank. How is the process, first of all, how do people sign up? And
Yes.
what is expected? As a kid who wants to join, what can they expect? What are they expected to do?
So you can sign up through gbpearland.org. There's a section, as soon as you go on the website, it shows the Youth Business and Career Expo, and then on that section it will show the Shark Tank, the Innovation Showcase sign up. And basically this Innovation Showcase is inspired by Shark Tank, which is a show that, we all have grown to love. And it's very inspiring, shows the world behind entrepreneurship. And just having kids, they don't even need to have an established business. They can just have a business pitch and a business idea and just kind of present that idea to a panel of judges. And we are going to have a morning session, which is from 9 to 12 for kids that are 12 and younger. And we call them, the youth. And then we have 13 to 18 in the afternoon from 1 to 5. And those are the futurepreneurs, which are teens. And we're going to be having a panel of judges, which we are still in the process of looking for. But we do have some teachers who are, very interested in helping out. And these judges are going to be people who are from different career sectors, which is another important part of this event, is showcasing different careers that kids want to be involved in, and even careers that kids might not know about, because there's so much you can do. So, yeah.
That's great. So you're already into entrepreneurship. So what are your future goals? Do you know what you want to do in the future once you get out of college, or do you have something in mind? So what's your career path you want to take? Or some... Growing up as a South Asian, we choose a certain path, like being a doctor or engineer, or sometimes
Not anymore.
Not
Now you do
anymore.
everything.
Not anymore,
Exactly,
yes.
right? But growing up, we grew up like that. So I'm sure Chandra has set a great path for you to
Yes.
choose from, and he and your mom are inspiring, not just you, everybody else around. So you tell me, what is that you want to do?
I feel like this question is something I always thought about. I'm always changing my mind about it. Because obviously I'm doing business stuff, but then I realized business is something that can be so universal. And again, my mom is a doctor, and she, works so hard to get where she's at. And recently, the past summer, when I went to India, my grandfather, he went through a life-changing heart surgery, and that really just changed my perspective on, doing something for the passion of doing it. So that really made me want to go into the career, something cardiology related, and he had a cardiothoracic surgeon change his life, and I'm not sure if that will change what I want to do in the future, but that is definitely something I really want to do. Also just utilizing all the opportunities I have, because that is a very big career and, very hard to do, lots of school, but if it helps save somebody's life that I love, then I also want to do something like that.
Awesome. That's such an inspiring story, because, we never hear that from teenagers, right? You just hear either, you just choose it because that's what you've heard of, but, you shared an inspiring story there with your granddad and, how he went through and what a change somebody made to his life. influenced you to make that choice of career. So that's perfect. That's great to hear that, you're choosing something based on impact that you've seen within your family and, the impact your parents are having in the community as well. So that's really, really impressive and great to hear from you. So as, thanks once again for joining us today. Do you want to add anything as a message to, youth out there? What do you want to tell them? Like, how do they go about doing things? I mean, you've already figured it out, so it's great for kids who don't know what they want to do, who don't know how to get into entrepreneurship, just don't know. They just don't know what they want to do in life, and that's okay. Sometimes it just takes a longer time for you to figure out things, and that's perfectly fine. So what do you want to say to youth out there, kids out there, just your words of encouragement?
I think the biggest thing I want to say is just don't be scared of doing things. I know that stuff like the Innovation Showcase and just being part of this event in general is just kind of throwing yourself out, on a public platform. But then again, when I was younger, I was pretty shy. I wasn't really outgoing like that. But, now, as soon as I've entered, even in middle school, I randomly decided to run for president of National Junior Honor Society, and after that I've been actively involved through different activities such as Holy that my dad does, and then also just things in school like medical clubs such as HOSA, and then DECA, which is a business club. And I've just been, I used to be scared, but the more I do, the more I learn, and the more that I want to do it. So I just want to tell kids to, don't be scared to do something, because you are smart and, you have the capability to, really be successful in the future. So this Innovation Showcase is just an opportunity for that. You don't really need to have a full established business. You can just come up there with a business idea, a business pitch, and who knows, you might see people there that are interested in you. There's going to be a lot of mentors and networking opportunities, and it will just be beneficial for you in the future. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
That's amazing. What
I think
a message.
You have a future co-host.
Exactly, there you go. She's
So
got it
well
right.
said.
So well
So
spoken
right.
and so inspiring. I'm getting
Thank
inspired
you.
by you. Now I want to be an entrepreneur too, That's amazing. So great to hear. Guys, end of the day, it's about inspiring our youth to be like this.
And
to
then they
make a
inspire
difference.
us in turn.
Exactly. I mean, that's what you're raising, right? You're creating a community for the youth to be the better version of themselves. They will set higher expectations from their own self and do the best that they can, not just for themselves, for the community and people around, inspiring. End of the day, that's what's all about. And you guys have done a tremendous job at creating such, amazing entrepreneurs right here in our community where we live in. So thank you guys for joining today and talking about the show. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Appreciate all your hard work, and kudos to the Pearland Holy team, GBP, and thank you guys for joining today. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, guys, we have this upcoming Pearland Holy on March 8th, Saturday. So please join and enjoy the Holy event as a community, and just lots of fun, food, and entertainment. So, all right, guys, this is me, Shruthi Bekal, signing off, and we'll see you guys next Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go.
You're
Oh my God.
I really was about to in the middle of it be like